And good Friday evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am Deron Butler, welcoming you to another edition of Heat Zone Live. The Miami Heat are in the Windy City as they get ready to take on the Chicago Bulls as part of the Emirates NBA Cup. Now, as far as the standings goes for both teams, both the Heat and the Bulls, along with the New York Knicks, are one win and one loss in the Group C column. The Charlotte Hornets, unfortunately, have 0 wins and 2 losses, while the only undefeated team in their group is the Milwaukee Bucks, sitting at 2 wins and 1 loss. Now, this is another important game for Miami in the Emirates NBA Cup, because not only will a win solidify their chances of survival, but another win against the Milwaukee Bucks in an upcoming game will bring them closer to not only winning the cup but going to Vegas. So again, Miami not only needs to win this game against the Bulls, but they will also need to win another game against the Milwaukee Bucks. Granted, the Bucks don't win tonight, or if they are playing. So this is another important game with high implications, because Miami needs to go to Vegas to be part of the NBA Cup Final Four. So here are my 3 keys for tonight's game. Number 1, get Bam Adebayo and Kel'el Ware involved heavily. Bam Adebayo is back, and he looks better than ever. So in a matchup against Nikola Vucevic, we need to see some dominance. But not only that, we also need to see more of Kel'el Ware improving and dominating as well. Kel'el Ware had a double-double against the Golden State Warriors 2 nights ago. And hopefully he can keep that production going, especially against the Bulls. Number 2, Pastor Josh Giddey on defense. Chicago has some go-to players for offense, such as Kobe White and especially Josh Giddey. Giddey is known for hitting those 3-pointers. The guy can hit shots in the clutch. So if Miami's defense is on par, or better than on par, then they're gonna have to put a stop to Josh Giddey. And third and finally, is to not only crash the glass and dominate in the paint, but also utilize the mid-range. Miami can't just rely on 3-pointers like I did in previous games, especially the one against the New York Knicks and against the Golden State Warriors. So they will need to get into the paint and slash their way into the lane. But not only that, they will have to get some rebounds on the offensive end. I know they can get defensive rebounds with ease, but it's the offensive rebounds that they will have to accumulate. So with those 3 keys, those are something that I will look forward to seeing when the Heat play against the Bulls later on tonight. So right now the players are warming up, and we will have the starting lineup introductions very soon. So I will be back. And we are back, ready to begin tonight's game between the Heat and the Bulls. So, Chicago starting lineup, it features Josh Giddey, Enyo Desumu, Matas Boselis, Nikola Vucevic, and Kobe White, I believe. Meanwhile, Miami Heat, their starting lineup includes Bam Adebayo, Andrew Wiggins, Pelle Larsson, Kel'el Ware is starting at the center position, Norman Powell, and Davion Mitchell. So we are ready to begin tonight's game. So let's get this one underway. Miami wins the tip, and here we go for the Emirates NBA Cup action. Davion Mitchell kicks it out to Kel'el Ware, gives it to Bam, out to Pelle Larsson, out to Norman Powell. Powell kicks it out to Larsson. The fake and the three, and that's a miss. Out of bounds on Miami, it will be Chicago ball. That one was last touched by Kel'el Ware. And here come the Bulls now. Josh Giddey bringing it up to the floor, being guarded by Davion Mitchell. Gives it to Nikola Vucevic. Enyo Desumu now has it. Out to Vucevic. Back out to Matas Boselis. Matas out to Josh Giddey, the corner three. And just like that, the Bulls are on the board with a corner three from Josh Giddey. And here comes Miami now, pushing the ball up in a hurry. Bam Adebayo gets a reverse layup, and the Heat are on the board. Alright, here comes Josh Giddey. Gives it to Boselis. Out to Vucevic. To Kobe White. Alright, Josh Giddey gives it the ball, and that's going to be a foul on Miami. That foul was on Norman Powell. So far, I think this one's going to be a very high-scoring game between the Heat and the Bulls. I know I say that a lot whenever the Miami Heat are playing, but given the pace and the tempo that the Heat are showing right now, especially with the offense, it has been stellar as of late. And the Heat come down with that rebound. Here comes Davion Mitchell flying into the lane, looking for Kel'el Ware. And that's going to be out of bounds on Chicago. Last touch by Josh Giddey. There's a three. It's a miss from Norman Powell. Here come the Bulls. And Josh Giddey flies in for that layup. And the Bulls lead by 3. Here comes Bam. And Bam Adebayo knocks down that 3. And we're all tied up at 5. And there's a corner 3. Vucevic missing that one. Rebound by Kel'el Ware. Of course, Vucevic, he came up big against the Portland Trailblazers, knocking down that game-winning 3 from a few nights ago. Ball's knocked loose. And that's out of bounds on Miami again. And here come the Bulls now. Josh Giddey gives it to Boselis. Out to Vucevic, but his last touch by Bam. So it will be Bulls ball. Chicago will have it side out. And that's going to be a foul away from the basket. This one looks like it's going to be on Pelle Larsson. So that's going to be a technical free throw for Matas Boselis. Looks like Josh Giddey's going to be the one to shoot the free throw instead. Giddey makes the technical free throw, so that will give the Bulls the lead. Chicago swinging the ball around, getting inside the lane, and they get the layup. The Bulls lead by 3. Here comes Davion Mitchell, flying into the lane, and he will go to the line for 2 free throws. Yeah, that foul's going to be on the Bulls. Ayo Dosunmu blowing by the Heat's defense for that layup. Very impressive. Davion Mitchell's now at the line. He knocks down the first. And he misses the second. But it's out of bounds on Chicago. It will remain Heat ball. They give it to Norman Powell, and he ties the game at 8 with that basket. Here comes Ayo Dosunmu. Gives it to Josh Giddey. Out to Vucevic, back to Giddey. And that's an easy find for Chicago as they retake the lead. Here comes Miami now. Tommy Hawkins Jr. down in the game for the Heat. Bam backing down Matas Buzelis. And he misses the hook. Here come the Bulls now. They got numbers. And they miss the layup. Hawkins with the rebound. Gives it to Norman Powell. Out to Kel'el Ware. And he gets his shot blocked. Here come the Bulls now. Josh Giddey. Gives it to Matas Buzelis. Matas Buzelis flies in, and he will go to the line for 2 free throws. That foul is on Bam Adebayo. Matas Buzelis did just enough to bother that shot from Kel'el Ware. And then here he is going right into the lane, taking it to Bam Adebayo. Buzelis will go to the line for 2 free throws. Buzelis knocks down the first. And Buzelis makes both free throws. The Bulls lead by 4. Here comes Miami now. They're swinging the ball around. Davion Mitchell now has it driving into the lane. And he gets the layup. The Heat trail by 2. Chicago now. They have the ball. Here's Ayo Dosunmu. Being guarded by Bam. Gives it to Josh Giddey. The Bulls almost lost the ball. Hawkins gets the steal. And here comes Miami now. On a fast break, they got numbers. Kick it out to Norman Powell. And Powell will go to the line for 2 free throws after that. Powell was on Josh Giddey. Norman Powell has been excellent so far for the Heat on offense. But he misses that first free throw. And we will have a timeout for Miami. Chicago leads 12-10. And we are back. Score is 12-10 in favor of Chicago. There we see Bob Costas in the building for the Heat and Bulls game. And Norman Powell goes 1 of 2 from the line. So the Heat trail by 1. Here comes Josh Giddey, being guarded by Davion Mitchell. Giddey passes it out to Vucevic. Ball's knocked loose, but it will remain with Chicago. Tommy Hawkins Jr. with that foul. So that will send Vucevic to the line for 2 free throws. Vucevic knocks down that first. And he makes both free throws. So it's now a 2-point game for Chicago. Sorry, 3-point game for Chicago. Here comes the Heat. Davion Mitchell kicks it out to Norman Powell. That's a 3. That's a miss. And we'll rebound to Chicago. The Bulls now have it. And that's another basket for Chicago. The Heat is swinging the ball around. Norman Powell getting inside to the lane. Kicks it out to Simone Fontecchio. That's a missed 3. And here come the Bulls. And the Bulls get another layup. Patrick Williams with that one. Here comes Davion Mitchell, knocks down that layup. And the Heat trail by 5. Josh Giddey now gives it to Vucevic. Out to Patrick Williams. The ball is knocked loose, and here come the Heat. Kel'el Ware misses that one, gets his own rebound, and he gets the hook, and will go to the line for the N1. Nice hustle from Kel'el Ware. And that foul is on Patrick Williams. Kel'el Ware with some assists from Jaime Jaquez Jr. on that possession. And Kel'el Ware knocks down the N1. The Heat trail by 2. Josh Giddey kicks it out to Vucevic. Back to Giddey. Giddey drives it in, back to Vucevic. Vucevic misses that one. Rebound by Kel'el Ware. And here come the Heat. Jaime Jaquez Jr. flying in a hurry. Misses that one. And here come the Bulls. Pass is broken up by the Heat. And here comes Norman Powell. Davion Mitchell, corner 3. Way off. Ball was knocked loose, but it will remain with the Heat. Trey Jones now in the game for Chicago. Josh Giddey will take a seat, and so will Nikola Vucevic. Kel'el Ware now has the ball. Passes it out to Norman Powell. Norman Powell flies in and ties the game at 18. Here comes Patrick Williams. And that's an emphatic dunk for the Bulls. And they retake the lead. Here comes Jaime Jaquez Jr. Gives it to Davion Mitchell. To Simone Fontecchio. Gives it to Kel'el Ware. And Kel'el Ware dunks it in. And we're all tied at 20. So far, the Heat are dominating inside the paint with only 14 points to Chicago's 12. That's a missed 3 from the Bulls, and that will be out of bounds on the Heat. Last touch by Kel'el Ware. Bulls inbound the ball. They're swinging it around. Here comes Trey Jones. Give it to Patrick Williams. Back out to Jones. And Jones misses the 3. Rebound by Keshad Johnson. Here comes the Heat. Bam Adebayo has it. Gives it to Drew Smith. Out to Jaime Jaquez. Back out to Drew Smith. Keshad Johnson, that's a 3. And Keshad KJ Johnson, 3 for Miami. The Heat retake the lead. And here comes Kevin Huerter. Kicks it out. Here comes Ayo Dosunmu. And he gets the layup. And the Bulls trail by 1. Here comes Jaime Jaquez. Guarded by Kevin Huerter. And he loses the ball to Ayo Dosunmu. Dosunmu misses the layup. So does Trey Jones. But there's going to be a foul on the Heat. Chicago are now in the bonus. Nice heads-up steal by Dosunmu. I mean, he had a right away to the basket, but was fouled. Trey Jones will go to the line instead. He makes the first, and we're all tied up at 23. And Kevin Huerter will come out of the game for the Bulls. And Trey Jones goes 2 for 2 from the free throw line. And the Bulls retake the lead. Here comes Simone Fontecchio. Kicks it out to Drew Smith. Drew Smith loses the ball, but he gets fouled. Drew Smith will go to the line for 2 free throws. Drew Smith knocks down the first. We have ourselves a tie game. And Drew Smith knocks down both free throws, and the Heat retake the lead. Here comes Ayo Dosunmu, being guarded by Hawkes. Kicks it out to Bucelis. Back out to Dosunmu. Dosunmu flies into the lane. Kicks it out. There's a 3 on the way. That's a miss. Rebound by Miami. Drew Smith bringing it up to the floor. Gives it to Jaime Hawkes. And Hawkes flies in for the layup. And the Heat lead by 3. Here comes Matas Bucelis. Kicks it out to a teammate. Out to Trey Jones. Back out to Bucelis. That's a 3. That's a miss. Rebound by Miami. Here comes Jaime Hawkes. Gives it to Keshad Johnson, and he goes down. Keshad Johnson will go to the line for 2 free throws. But we are going to have ourselves a timeout for this one. The Heat lead 27-24 in this one. We are back. Score is 27-24 Miami. The Heat have the lead right now. Players are getting back on the floor. Here's a look at Bam Adebayo's stats and rankings with the Heat all-time list. He ranks high in double doubles. Keshad Johnson knocking down that first free throw. And he makes a second. So it's now a 5-point game for Miami. With both teams now in the bonus. Here comes Trey Jones. Being guarded by Jaquez. The Bulls are swinging the ball around. They give it back to Trey Jones. And he gets the basket over Kel'el Ware. The Bulls trail by 3. Here comes Jaquez. Gives it to Bam. Back to Jaquez. Back to Drew Smith. And he knocks down the 3. Drew Hill-Smith, 3 for Miami. Another pull-up 3 for the Bulls, and that one goes down. All right, here comes the Heat. Simone Fontecchio kicks it out to Bam. Keshad Johnson, another 3. That's a miss. Rebound by Drew Smith, out to Bam. Here comes Simone Fontecchio with a 3. And he misses, and he will go to the line for 3 free throws. If I said it once, I'll say it again. You don't foul a shooter when they're going for the 3. Right, Simone Fontecchio is at the line for 3 free throws. He makes the first. He misses the second. Matas Bucelas will come out of the game for the Bulls. And Fontecchio will go 2 for 3 from the line. The Heat lead by 5. Here come the Bulls now. Swinging the ball around. Smith, that's a 3. And that one goes down. So the Bulls trail by 2. Miami swinging the ball around. They give it to Jaquez. So Keshad Johnson gets his shot blocked, but he recovers it. Here comes Jaquez. Out to Drew Smith. And Drew Smith gets it. That one should be an and 1 for the Heat. That one should be an and it will be an and 1 opportunity for Drew Smith. Drew Smith with the fake out and the basket under duress. Drew Smith misses the and 1. The Heat lead by 4. Miami with 11 second chance points to Chicago's 2. Ayo Dosunmu misses the basket. Rebound by Bam. Here come the Heat now. Drew Smith now has the ball. Kicks it out to Jaquez. Jaquez with the spin. Loses the ball. Last touch by the Bulls, so it will remain Heat ball. Miami's inbounding the ball. They give it to Fontecchio. That's a missed 3, and that will end the first quarter. The score is 36-32 Miami. And we are back, ready to begin the second quarter. The Heat lead 36-32. So far, so good for Miami. Not only have they thrived with second chance points, but they've also managed to get to the free throw line a lot more. Here come the Bulls now. Josh Giddey has the ball. Kicks it out. You give it to Smith. And that's going to be a traveling violation on Chicago. It will be Heat ball. And here come the Heat. Drew Smith bringing it up to the floor. He gives it to Larson. Larson finds Bam. Bam by Montecchio. That's a three. And that's going to be a miss. And that's going to be a foul on Josh Giddey. And he does not look pleased about that call. So it will be side out for Miami. And here comes here comes Drew Smith. And that's going to be out of bounds on Miami. Last touch by Drew Smith. Bounced right off his knee, I believe. Yeah, bounced off his knee and his foot. Here comes Josh Giddey. And that's going to be out of bounds on Chicago. Yet another turnover for the Bulls. Drew Smith now bringing it up to the floor for Miami. He gives it to Fontecchio, to Larson, to Bam. Back out to Fontecchio. That's a three from Keshad Johnson. It's a miss. And that's going to be an offensive foul on Miami. That one's on Bam. So it will be Bulls ball. Bam got a little over aggressive trying to go for that rebound, pushing off on Phillips. Here comes Chicago now. Josh Giddey kicks it out. Here comes Phillips. Misses it. Rebound by Keshad Johnson. What a nice rebound. Here comes the Heat. Keshad Johnson gives it out to Drew Smith. To Fontecchio. To Larson. Larson loses the ball, but he gets fouled. And that one's going to be on Phillips. So Chicago now with 2 fouls. Miami with 1. The Heat will have a side out. And here come the Heat. They're swinging the ball around. They give it to Bam. Bam gets fouled and will go to the line for 2 free throws. That foul is on Smith. Bam goes to the line for 2 free throws. He makes the first. Kevin Huerter comes back into the game. Isaac Okoro will also come into the game for Chicago. And Bam knocks down the second. So we have ourselves a 6-point game for Miami. Josh Giddey bringing it up to the floor. Josh Giddey missing that basket. And here comes Miami. Give it to Larson. Larson being guarded by Huerter. Give it to Keshad Johnson. Back out to Bam. That's a corner 3 from Fontecchio. It's a miss. Rebound by Keshad Johnson. And that's going to be another foul on the Bulls. So that will send Keshad Johnson to the line. I'm loving the aggressiveness that Miami is showing right now in the first half. Keshad Johnson fighting for that offensive rebound. He almost had a putback too. Rashad Johnson makes the first free throw, and it's now a 7-point game, and we're going to have ourselves a timeout. The Heat lead 39-32, and we will be back for more Emirates NBA Cup action between the Heat and the Bulls. We are back. The Heat now have a 8-point lead in this one. The Bulls are trying to come back into this one. What a nice defensive effort by Rashad Johnson. Ball was last touched by Chicago, so it'll be Heat ball. Here comes Drew Smith, gives it to Fontecchio. Back out to Drew Smith. To Larson. Drew Smith. Out to Bam. That's a 3. And that's a miss. Here comes Josh Giddey with the rebound. And he brings it up to the floor. Javon Carter. That's a 3. And rebound by Bam. Here comes Bam. Being guarded by Smith. Here comes Larson now. And Larson knocks it down. So the Heat go up by 10. Here comes Josh Giddey. Out to Javon Carter. Out to Smith. To Kevin Huerter. That's a long 3. And Kevin Huerter sinks that walk from way out. And the Bulls trail by 7. They give it to Bam. Bam gets his shot blocked, but he gets fouled. Foul is on Kevin Huerter, and the Heat are now in the bonus. That was a nice three from Kevin Herter, by the way. The Bulls are 4 from 11 from behind the arc. Bam now goes to the line. And he makes the first. So it's now an 8-point game. Nikola Vucevic, Ayo Dosunmu, and Matas Buzelis come in the game for Chicago. Josh Giddey and Smith will both take a seat. And so will Javon Carter. And Bam makes both free throws. So we have ourselves a 9-point game. Here comes Kevin Herter. Gives it to Vucevic. Back out to Herter for a long three. Kevin Herter misses it. Rebound by Bam. And the Heat bring it up to the floor. Here comes Norman Powell. He misses that layup. Gets his own rebound and the putback. And now the Heat go up by 11. Alright, here comes Matas Buzelis. Buzelis kicks it out. Ball's knocked loose by Miami. It will remain with Chicago. The Heat right now are on a 12-3 run. Excellent ball play and aggressiveness on offense. And here comes Chicago. And that's going to be a goaltending on Miami. Kelly came up way too late on defense. Isaac Okoro will get two points rewarded to him. The Heat now have a 9-point lead. Here comes Davion Mitchell. Gives it to Norman Powell. Out to Larson. And an alley-oop to Kelly Superboy Ware as the Heat go up by 11. Here comes Ayo Dosunmu. Out to Vucevic. That's a three from Kevin Herter. Rebound by Kelly Ware. Here comes Davion Mitchell now. Kicks it out to Norman Powell. That's a three. And go Norman Powell Ranger. That's a three from Miami. And here comes Matas Buzelis. Ball is knocked loose. But that's going to be a kickball on Miami. So it will remain with Chicago. Well, let me see it again. Sure. Nope, that's a kickball on Chicago. That's a kickball on Chicago. Matas Buzelis has to be very careful with the ball next time. Here comes Miami now. They're swinging the ball around to give it to Davion Mitchell. Back to Kelly Ware. And it's rebound by Chicago. Ayo Dosunmu misses the layup. And here comes Miami. You give it to Kelly Ware. And Kelly Ware will go to the line for the and-1. Nice assist from Pele Larson. Nice heads-up play by Larson to find the open man. Kelly Ware was in traffic, but he got the and-1. Kelly Ware sinks the and-1, and Miami's lead increases. It is now a 14-point game. Sorry, 17-point game, my bad. As Ayo Dosunmu gets the layup. It's now a 15-point game for Miami. That's Pele Larson. And Pele Larson knocks down that three. It is now an 18-point lead for Miami. Vucevic finds Bucelis. Bucelis kicks it out to Isaac Okoro. Out to Patrick Williams. That's a long three. It's a miss. Rebound by Jaquez. Jaquez gives it to Kelly Ware. Back to Jaquez. Out to Norman Powell. Back out to Jaquez. Jaquez being guarded. Norman Powell. And go Norman Powell Ranger. That's a long three for Miami. He shot that from Southside Chicago. And Nikola Vucevic comes up with an air ball, and that will be Heat ball. And here comes Jaime Jaquez Jr. Gives it to Norman Powell. Being guarded by Okoro. Here comes Pele Larson. Back out to Jaquez. And Jaime Jaquez Jr. gets the layup. And the Heat are on a roll right now. Here comes Josh Giddey. Kicks it out. And that's going to be... I think that's going to be out of bounds on Chicago. And here comes Jaime Jaquez Jr. So far, he has 4 points and 4 assists in this game. Kicks it out to Norman Powell. That's a three on the way. That's a miss, and it's rebounded by Isaac Okoro. Okoro now. Knocked away by Kelly Ware, comes up with a steal, gives it to Jaquez. The Heat have numbers. Alley-oop to Superboy Kelly Ware. And the Heat are continuing to build their lead. Kelly Ware now with 12 points and 4 rebounds. The Heat are aggressive. And that's going to be a foul on Miami. What a nice heads-up play by Kelly Ware. Gives it to Jaquez on a fast break. And that was a sweet alley-oop. Jaquez getting his 5th assist of the night. Patrick Williams goes to the line for 2 free throws. He misses the first. Miami right now on an 18-2 run. This has been stellar so far for the Heat. And Patrick Williams goes 1 of 2 from the line. The Heat now lead by 24. Here comes Jaquez. Jaquez misses the layup. Rebound by Chicago. Here comes Isaac Okoro. Misses that reverse layup. Miami now has the ball. Keshad Johnson in a hurry. And that's going to be a rebound by Chicago again. Here comes Josh Giddey. And he gets fouled. Giddey will go to the line for 2 free throws. Josh Giddey out of Australia, going to the line for 2 free throws. He misses the first. He misses both free throws. Rebound by Giddey, but that's going to be another foul in Miami. Chicago will have a side out. They give it to Josh Giddey, out to Vucevic. comes Vooch. And Nikola Vucevic with the spin and the hook. 22-point lead for Miami now. Here comes Davion Mitchell. Kicks it out to Norman Powell. Here comes Norman Powell. Misses the layup. Here comes Chicago. Bucella's in a hurry. Gives it to Vucevic. Gives it to Josh Giddey, and he gets the layup. The Bulls now trailing by 20, and we are going to have ourselves a timeout. Miami leads 64-44. Chicago starting to claw their way back into this one. And we are back. Score is 64-44. Miami still has the lead, but Chicago's starting to make a comeback. Here comes Miami now. Davion Mitchell has the ball. Gives it to Norman Powell. Back out to Davion Mitchell. Kashad Johnson. Out to Hawkins. Bam, that's a corner three. Bam misses it. And rebound by Chicago. They give it to Josh Giddey. Giddey being guarded by Bam. Rebound by Hawkins. Hawkins driving to the lane, but loses the ball. And the Bulls have it now. There's Josh Giddey, and he gets the layup. And that's going to be a goaltend on Miami. This one's on Bam Adebayo. Josh Giddey will be awarded 2 points for that one. The Bulls now on a 7-0 run. Here comes Davion Mitchell. Here comes Norman Powell. Out to Bam. And stolen away by Isaac Okoro. The Bulls looking to extend their run, and they do, with Matas Bustelis getting that dunk. Here comes Jaime Jaquez. Gives it to Davion Mitchell. And that will end the Bulls' run right there, as Davion Mitchell knocked down that basket. And here comes Josh Giddey. Gives it to Bustelis. And Bustelis gets the layup over Keshad Johnson. The Bulls trail by 16 in this one. Here comes Norman Powell. Give it to Jaquez. And Jaime Jaquez Jr. gets a layup. The Heat lead by 18. Here comes Josh Giddey. Out to Vucevic, and that one goes in. The Bulls trail by 16. Here comes Bam Adebayo. Out to Keshad Johnson. To Norman Powell. To Davion Mitchell. Back to Powell. And Powell will get fouled. Norman Powell will go to the line for 2 free throws. Norman Powell makes the first. And he makes both free throws. The Heat now have an 18-point lead. Norman Powell now with 15 points, shooting 50% from the field. Here comes Josh Giddey. Ball is knocked loose. And that will end the second quarter. At halftime, the score is 70-52 Miami. That was an incredible first half we just saw, or rather I just saw from the Miami Heat. The way the Heat are playing on offense, they are playing with a lot of aggression and a lot of vibrancy. I love that the Heat are getting some offensive rebounds, which they should have had more of earlier in the season. But with the way this team is playing right now, if they continue this pace and they continue to control the ebb and flow of the game, this could be a blowout for the Heat. I'm loving what I'm seeing from Kel'el Ware. I'm loving what I'm seeing with Jaime Jaquez Jr. with the passing. Definitely some big moments from Keshad Johnson, as well as Bam Adebayo. So definitely, I think the Miami Heat will have to continue the pace with offense. But I don't want to count the Bulls out. They went on a little run, but if they somehow, some way, chip away at Miami's lead, then the Heat will have to focus more on defense and not draw fouls. So for the second half, I definitely see defense being a priority along with offense and rebounding. mean, we all know Miami can get out in a hurry, but at the same time, don't count the Bulls out. This team is very gritty, and they definitely know how to dig deep. So we'll be back for the second quarter. The second half, I mean. We'll be back for the second half. And we are back. Score is 70-52, Miami. The Heat have been on a roll so far. Right now, both teams are warming up, getting ready for the third quarter. So it should be another high-scoring game that we have on our hands. And right now, if the Miami Heat continue to take care of business, like they have done for the last 2 games, they should be in a good position to not only go up in the standings for the NBA Cup in their group, but also position themselves for a win against Milwaukee. So we'll see how things go in the second half. Right now, players are still warming up, and we'll be back and ready for third quarter action. Alright, and we are ready to begin the third quarter. Ayo Dosunmu has the ball, kicks it out to Matas Baselis. Here comes Baselis, gives it to Vucevic, that's a 3. And that's a miss. Rebound by Miami. Here comes Davion Mitchell. Davion Mitchell flying into the lane. Kicks it out to Kelly Ware for the open 3. And that's a miss. And it looks like we have an injured. We have an injured player. Matas Baselis, he may have tweaked his ankle. He looked like he tweaked his ankle on his way down. That does not look good for the Bulls right now. Alright, several Bulls players right now huddling over Baselis. He's still clutching that ankle. But we're gonna take ourselves a timeout. Miami leads 70-52. And we are back. Moments ago, Matas Baselis suffered an ankle injury. He was helped up by his teammates. He walked out on his own power, and then he's heading to the back to be evaluated. You know, you hate to see stuff like that happen to even the best of players. Right now, Chicago has the ball. Vucevic being guarded by Norman Powell. They give it to Isaac Okoro. And that's going to be a block by Kel'el Ware. Knocked out of bounds. It will be Bulls ball. Josh Giddey will inbound the ball. Gives it to Vucevic. And it's knocked loose by Bam Adebayo. Bam gives it to Davion Mitchell. Out to Kel'el Ware for the dunk. And the Heat lead by 20. Here comes Chicago now. Josh Giddey gives it to Vucevic. Out to Dosunmu, back out to Vucevic. And it's broken. The pass is broken up by Miami. And here comes Pele Larson. That's a three from Davion Mitchell. And that's an air ball. And it will go right back to the Bulls. Chicago turns that ball over. Here comes Miami now. They give it to Bam. Back out to Norman Powell. That's a three. That's a miss. Josh Giddey now has the ball. Takes it out to Okoro for a three. And Isaac Okoro knocks it down. The Bulls trail by 17. Here comes Bam Adebayo. Gives it to Davion Mitchell. Back out to Bam. And Bam misses a corner three. Here come the Bulls. Josh Giddey driving into the lane. Misses it. Rebound by Kel'el Ware. And he gives it to Davion Mitchell. Here comes Norman Powell. Drives into the layup. And he will go for the and one. Nice heads up play by Norman Powell to get to the rim. Norman Powell knocks down the and one. So Miami has a 20-point lead in this one. Here comes Ayo Dosunmu. Gives it to Isaac Okoro. That's a three. That's a miss. And it's stolen away by Isaac Okoro. And he gets fouled, and it looks like we have another Bull that's injured. Isaac Okoro is limping and he's hopping around. He's in some bad discomfort right now. He's clutching his thigh. So he's clutching that. Yeah, it looks like he's clutching his thigh right now. Another awkward landing for another Bulls player. Okoro will go to the line for 2 free throws. Okoro misses the first. Isaac Okoro already with 9 points, shooting 50% from the field. And he misses both free throws. Rebound by Bam. And not sure what's going on right now. I think it could be a quick timeout. Nope. Alright, so we're back in action. Norman Powell has the ball, gives it to Bam. Corner three from Pele Larson, and he knocks it down. Pele Larson knocks down the three for Miami. And the Heat go up by 23. That's a three on the way for the Bulls. That's a miss. And that's going to be a foul on Miami. Ayo Dosunmu will go to the line for 2 free throws. Dosunmu knocks down the first. And he makes both free throws. And here comes Miami now. They give it to Pele Larson. And Larson gets fouled. That one's going to be on Kevin Huerter. Kevin Huerter does not believe he committed a foul, but the referees say otherwise. It looks like Chicago will call for a challenge. They're going to challenge the last foul that was called. From the Bulls' vantage point, it looked like Kevin Huerter had all ball. So let's see what the referees have to say. Score right now is 78-57, and this will be an official review. So the officials will review it. It is a foul. Not only will it be a foul, but Kevin Huerter is now ejected from the game. So it appears it was a technical foul. Kevin Huerter went and smacked the ball right in the direction of the referee. Didn't seem like it was intentional, but knowing the referees these days, you can't get away with certain things like that. Norman Powell knocks down the technical free throw, and that will increase Miami's lead. So already now, two Bulls players are gone. One got injured and is being evaluated in the back, and the other is now ejected from the game. Pele Larson now at the line for 2 free throws. Knocks down the first. And he makes both free throws. And here comes Chicago now. Here comes Josh Giddey. Kicks it out to Dosunmu. To Patrick Williams. And Patrick Williams knocks down that basket. And here comes Davion Mitchell. Gives it to Bam Adebayo. Back out to Mitchell. And Davion Mitchell gets the layup. Here comes Josh Giddey. The Bulls are swinging the ball around. They give it to Susumu, and that's a corner three. The Bulls trail by 21 in this one. Here comes Bam. They give it to Davion Mitchell. Here comes Bam, and he knocks it down. And the Heat lead by 23. Here's Josh Giddey now. That's a three from Patrick Williams, and he knocks it down. The Bulls now trail by 20. Bam now being guarded by Vucevic. He gives it to Davion Mitchell. Back out to Bam. Bam gets fouled, and he will go to the line for 2 free throws. Bam knocks down the first. We have ourselves a 21-point game. All right, and now we have Bam makes both free throws, and it's now a 22-point game. Josh Giddey gets fouled, and he will go to the line for 2 free throws. That foul is on Pelle Larsson. Giddey makes the first, and Matas Buzelis is back into the game. Glad to know he's not hurt or fully injured. Nikola Vucevic will come out of the game. And Josh Giddey makes both free throws. The Bulls lead by 20. Here comes Norman Powell. Gives it to Hawkins. Hawkins out to Davion Mitchell. Back out to Hawkins. Norman Powell. That's a long three. That's a miss. Rebound by Buzelis. On the Bulls. Matas Buzelis. Kicks it out to Patrick Williams. Josh Giddey. Corner three. That's a miss. The Bulls get the rebound. Here comes Josh Giddey. Uncontested layup, and that one will go in. And that will prompt a timeout for Miami. The Heat lead 87-69. We are back. Score is 87-69. Here comes Davion Mitchell. Kicks it out to Simone Fontecchio. And that's a miss. Rebound by Kelly Ware, but he gives it away. Here comes Josh Giddey. Out to Buzelis. Matas Buzelis misses that three. Rebound by Kelly Ware. There goes Norman Powell. Out to Davion Mitchell. Here comes Simone Fontecchio. And the ball is stolen away by Chicago. The Bulls have numbers. They missed that layup. That's going to be another foul on Miami. Josh Giddey will go to the line for 2 free throws. Josh Giddey makes the first. And Buzelis makes both free throws. And we have ourselves a 16-point game. Josh Giddey now with 16 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists. Here's Norman Powell, and he will go to the line for 2 free throws. I think that one's on Terry. Norman Powell misses the first free throw. He misses both free throws. So it's still a 16-point game. Trey Jones gets the layup. And it's now a 14-point game for Miami. And there's the layup for Davion Mitchell. And we're back up by 16. Here comes Matas Buzelis. Buzelis misses that layup. Rebound by Kelly Ware. Norman Powell has the ball. Gives it to Davion Mitchell. Here comes Hawkins. Kicks it out to Davion Mitchell. And Davion Mitchell again for Miami. Right now it's an 18-point game. Chicago loses the ball. And Davion Mitchell will get whacked with a foul. He got hit in the mouth. Got hit in the mouth by Terry. So that should be another 2 free throws for Miami, who are now in the bonus. Terry coming up with that foul. Davion Mitchell missing that one. Davion Mitchell knocks down the second. So it's now a 19-point game. Because Matas Buzelis gives it to Trey Jones. Out to Patrick Williams. To Javon Carter. That's a 3. That's a miss. And here come the Heat. Tommy Hawkins Jr. kicks it out to Davion Mitchell. To Kelly Ware. To Fontecchio. Davion Mitchell now has it. And he knocks it down. It is now a 21-point lead for Miami. Davion Mitchell with 16 points in this game. And another rebound for Kel'el Ware. Here comes Davion Mitchell. Gives it to Norman Powell. Rebound by Kel'el Ware, and he misses that dunk. But he will go to the line for 2 free throws. Kel'el Ware will go to the line. Kel'el Ware knocks down the first. And we got some substitutions for both teams. Phillips and Smith in for Chicago. And for Miami, Keshad Johnson and Drew Smith are now in the game for Miami. Kel'el Ware knocks down both free throws, and we have ourselves a 23-point lead for the Heat. Smith now being guarded by Kel'el Ware. He gives it to Phillips. Out to Ayo Dosunmu. And there's a corner 3 for Chicago. That's a miss. Rebound by Kel'el Ware. Here come the Heat. That's a block by Matas Buzeles. Ayo Dosunmu has it. It's Javon Carter. That's an open 3. That's a miss. And now it'll be out of bounds. It will be Heat ball. And here comes Drew Smith now. Gives it to Hawkes. Hawkes loses the ball, and here come the Bulls. They're on a fast break. They got numbers. And they missed that layup. Here comes Drew Smith in a hurry. Gets his shot blocked. Gives it to Bam. Bam with a fake out. Misses it. And he will go to the line for 2 free throws. That foul is going to be on Matas Buzeles. Bam knocks down the first. And he goes 1 of 2 from the line. It is a 24-point lead for Miami. Here comes Ayo Dosunmu to Javon Carter. And Miami comes up with a block, but that's going to be a foul. Smith will go to the line for 2 free throws. And Chicago are now in the bonus. Smith knocks down the first free throw. And he makes both free throws. So it's now a 22-point lead for Miami. Here comes Bam. Bam misses that layup. Here come the Bulls. Ayo Dosunmu being guarded by Bam. Misses that layup. Rebound by Jaime Jaquez Jr. He gives it to Drew Smith. And Drew Smith with the basket. There's now a 24-point lead for Miami. And there's Matas Buzelis missing that three. Rebound by Drew Smith. Gives it to Simone Fontecchio. And that's going to be out of bounds on Miami. So it will be Bulls ball again. And here comes the Bulls. They give it to Javon Carter. Out to Sumu, that's a three. And it's a rebound by Simone Fontecchio. Here comes Bam. And that's going to be an offensive foul on the Heat. This one's going right back to Chicago. Bam got a little too aggressive heading into the rim. And that's going to be a costly turnover. Here comes Ayo Dosunmu. And the ball is loose again, so it will go right back to Miami. Errant pass from Dosunmu. Another costly turnover. The Bulls now have 12 turnovers to Miami 7. Drew Smith now has the ball. He's letting the clock run out. Right, they give it to Fontecchio. And Simone La Dolce Vita Fontecchio. Mwah! 3 for Miami. And at the end of the third quarter, the score is 102-75, Miami. And we are back, ready for the fourth quarter. Miami leads 102-75. Right now, the Heat have the ball. Bam now has it. Bam kicks it out to Fontecchio. That's a 3. That's a miss. Rebound by Josh Giddey. Here comes Ayo Dosunmu. Chicago swinging the ball around. Javon Carter now has it. And he loses the ball. Rebound by Kashad Johnson. Here comes Drew Smith. Gives it to Bam Adebayo. Simone Fontecchio for 3. That's a miss. Rebound by Jaquez. Jaquez goes up for the layup and he gets it. It's a 29-point lead for Miami. The Heat almost came up with that steal, but Chicago recovers. Here comes Josh Giddey. Out to Javon Carter for 3. Javon Carter misses it. And here comes the Heat again. They give it to... After that frenetic sequence, Chicago comes up with that steal. Miami got way too overzealous with the ball. Javon Carter with the open 3, and he knocks it down. So it's now a 26-point lead for Miami. Here comes Bam. Gives it to Fontecchio. That's a 3. That's a miss. Rebound by Miami. Jaime Jaquez. Jaime the Aztec Jaquez Jr. 3 for Miami. And that's going to be a timeout for Chicago. Oh, or rather that was a 2-pointer. Either way, the Heat lead 106-78. I'm looking at the scoreboard. It says that the Heat made 107, went up to 107-78, but the Bulls say otherwise. 106-78, but we'll see. We'll be back after this timeout. We are back. Score is officially 107-75. Sorry, 106-78. Miami have the ball again. They give it to Drew Smith. Here comes Bam. To Fontecchio for the slam. Oh my, that's amore. And the Heat lead by 30. Devon Carter now has it. That's a three. And that's going to be waved off. So that's going to be a foul on Miami. Alright, Chicago will have a side out. They give it to Josh Giddey. Josh Giddey being guarded by Fontecchio. Ball is knocked loose and Miami recovers it. They give it to Larson. Out to Drew Smith. To Fontecchio. Here's Kashad Johnson. Out to Larson. Out to Bam. Back out to Larson. Larson gives it to Bam. And Bam will get fouled. Bam Adebayo will go to the line for 2 free throws. I wasn't sure what Miami was looking for in that sequence, but they got bailed out with a Bulls foul. That foul is going to be on Patrick Williams. So the officials will review if that was a flagrant foul on Patrick Williams. Visual review is in. And it will be 2 free throws for Bam Adebayo. Bam sinks the first. And is now a 31-point lead. Sumu and Trey Jones come in the game for Chicago. And Bam misses the second. Here comes Isaac Okoro. Chicago is swinging the ball around. They give it back to Okoro. That's a 3 on the way from Patrick Williams. And he misses it. Rebound by Drew Smith. Here comes Drew Smith from coast to coast, but he gets his shot blocked. Here comes Sumu. And that's a layup for Chicago. The Bulls trail by 29 in this game. Here comes Fontecchio. And he gets the layup. So the Heat are back up by 31. Here comes Patrick Williams. And the ball is loose, so that will go right back to the Heat. And here comes Drew Smith now for Miami. They give it to Fontecchio. Back out to Bam. To Pele Larson. Larson finds Drew Smith. Corner 3. And Drewski Smith, 3 for Miami. And the Heat lead by 34. And it's stolen away by Bam. And they're on a fast break. Pele Larson finds Kashad Johnson. Keyshawn Johnson gets fouled, and he will go to the line for 2 free throws. Miami's defense has been stellar just as much as their offense right now. Javon Carter's coming back into the game for Chicago. Keyshawn Johnson knocks down the first. And we will have a timeout. Score is 115-80, Miami. And we are back. Score is 115-80. We still have one more free throw left for Miami. Bulls right now are talking over strategy, trying to get themselves back into the game. Keyshawn Johnson looking to make his second free throw. And he knocks it down. And the Heat lead by 36. Trey Jones now has it. Gives it to Smith. Out to Ayo Dosunmu. Back out to Trey Jones. And it's rebound by Fontecchio. He gives it to Drew Smith. Here comes Fontecchio. Out to Drew Smith. That's a corner three. And Bam Bam Adebayo knocks it down. Miami leads by 39. The Heat so far have 40 bench points to Chicago's 32. And that's going to be a foul on the Heat. That will send Javon Carter to the line for 2 free throws. Javon Carter makes the first. And Javon Carter makes both free throws. The Wolves trail by 37. Here comes Kashad Johnson. Kel'el Ware's now in the game for Miami. Miami swinging the ball around. They give it to Drew Smith. Drew Smith misses the fadeaway. Rebound by Larson. And he will go to the line for 2 free throws. L.A. Larson makes the first. And Pele Larson makes his second. So the Heat lead by 39 again. Jameer Young making his NBA debut for Miami as Ayo Dosunmu answers back with that layup. For Chicago, of course. Here comes Jameer Young. Gives it to Kashad Johnson. Jameer Young has it. Misses that basket. A rebound and a putback from Kashad Johnson. But that's going to be a foul on Chicago. Nice heads up play by, well, of course that's going to be an offensive foul. Well, it's now an offensive foul in Miami. Here comes Javon Carter. That's a 3. He misses that rebound. Sorry, he misses that basket. Rebound by Kel'el Ware. There's a 3 on the way. And Jamiroquai Young, 3 for Miami. The Heat go up by 40. Welcome to Miami and welcome to the NBA, Jameer Young. And Chicago answers back with a 3 of their own. It's now a 37-point lead for Miami. Here come the Heat. They give it to Jameer Young, but he gets his shot blocked. Chicago now has 12 blocks in the game. Miami has 7. All right, here comes Simone Fontecchio. Here comes Pele Larson. Chicago coming up with another foul. That one's going to be on Javon Carter. That's a corner 3. Missed by Fontecchio. Here comes Javon Carter. Carter gives it to Giddey. Here comes Josh Giddey. Ayo Dosunmu now has it. And that's going to be an offensive foul. I think that should have been an offensive foul. But Dosunmu pushed off on Larson. But instead, Ayo Dosunmu will go to the line for the and 1. Dosunmu misses the and 1 with a rebound by Kel'el Ware. Here comes Jameer Young. Gives it to Kel'el Ware for the emphatic dunk. Here Ayo Dosunmu. That's a three. And he knocks down the three. Jameer Young gives it to Kashad Johnson. Shot with the spin. And he gets the basket. The Heat lead by 36 in this one. Here comes Ayo Dosunmu. Josh Giddey now has it. To Javon Carter. To Dosunmu. Dosunmu being guarded by Kelal Ware. And he gets to the layup. The Bulls trail by 32. That's a three. And it's knocked down by Kashad Johnson. Kashad KJ Johnson. Josh Giddey gets the uncontested layup. Here comes Pele Larson now. And he will go to the line for 2 free throws. Miami are now in the bonus again. Pele Larson knocks down the first. And Pele Larson knocks down both free throws. The Heat now have a 37-point lead. Dosunmu with the corner three, and he knocks it down. And here come the Heat. They give it to Jamiroquai Young, three from Miami. And here come the Bulls now. Ayo Dosunmu, and he loses the ball. Pele Larson on the fast break. And with a tomahawk jam, the Heat now have a 38-point lead. That's going to be a foul on Miami. Josh Giddey will go to the line for 2 free throws. That was a thunderous and beautiful jam from Pele Larson. That is a thing of beauty. And the chest bump with Kashad Johnson. Josh Giddey missing that free throw. Josh Giddey goes 1 of 2 from the line. And it's a 38-point lead for Miami. That's a 3 on the way. And that's good for Miami. They now have a 41-point lead in this game. 41. Here comes Josh Giddey. Out to Javon Carter. Back out to Giddey. That's a 3 on the way. That's a miss. Rebound by Kashad Johnson. We may have another foul. We may have another foul in the play from. Ooh! An elbow to the nose front by Kashad Johnson. That's definitely an offensive foul right there. I'm pretty sure that was unintentional. Josh Giddey now with a double-double of 19 points and 10 rebounds. That's a missed 3. And here comes Miami now. Ball was knocked loose, and that will go right back to the Bulls. comes Ayo Sumu. Gives it to Javon Carter. Out to Josh Giddey. To Javon Carter. Misses that three, and it's a rebound by Keshad Johnson. And here comes Jameer Young. Almost went up for the dunk. Keshad Johnson was going for that three. But that's going to be a foul on Myron Gardner. Javon Carter will go to the line for 2 free throws. Javon Carter makes the first. And Javon Carter makes both free throws. Here comes Pele Larson. And an alley-oop to Kelal Superboy Ware. As the Heat lead goes right back up to 41. Javon Carter with the three. And he sinks it. 38-point lead for Miami now. Miami swinging the ball around. They give it to Kelal Ware again. Almost came out with a rebound. And this one is over. Final score 143-107 Miami. As I said before, this was a much needed win for Miami to get themselves back in the thick of things for the NBA and NBA Heritage Cup, the Emirates NBA Cup, excuse me. This was a much needed win for Miami. And they went wire to wire against the Bulls. Even though in the early goings, both teams traded the lead back and forth, Miami got into its gear and its rhythm with its flow and ebb of pace and dictating how the game was played. From getting offensive rebounds to securing the paint and playing with a lot of energy and aggression. This Heat team went all out. Even though the Bulls put up a gutsy performance, despite the injuries that happened with Matas Buzelis and Isaac Okoro, plus Kevin Huerter getting ejected, the Heat still managed to come away with a big win. I mean, we saw not only some big performances from Kelal Ware, Jaime Jaquez Jr., Bam Adebayo, and even Pele Larson, but we also got to see the official NBA debuts of Myron Gardner and Jameer Young. I also forgot to mention that Keshad Johnson stepped up in a big way. So, if you don't think this Heat team is for real, they are for real. So, as it stands right now in the standings in the Emirates NBA Cup, Miami now jumps ahead to 2 wins and 1 loss behind the Milwaukee Bucks, their next opponent. And the Chicago will fall to 1-2, meaning the New York Knicks are now in 3rd place, or still in 3rd place. So, should Miami manage to win out this one, either winning Group C with both both the Bucks losing their next upcoming game, as well as the one against Miami, then Miami will win Group C. If not, then they can make it in as a wild card team. There's a possibility that Miami could either win Group C in the Eastern Conference, or they make it in as a wild card heading into Vegas. So Miami right now are in good standing, but they kind of control their destiny in the group standing right now. And as for the box score, for the Heat, Kyle Larson had 16 points and 7 assists. Bam Adebayo had 18 points and 7 rebounds. Norman Powell had 19 points. Davion Mitchell with 16 points. Jaime Jaquez Jr. flirting with a triple-double of 10 points, 7 rebounds, and 7 assists. Love that for him. Drew Smith with 12 points and 7 rebounds. And Kashad Johnson, he went off with 14 points and 12 rebounds. And of course, another double-double for Kyle Ware with 20 points and 14 rebounds. And for the Chicago Bulls, Josh Giddey had a double-double of 19 points and 11 rebounds. Ayo Dosunmu with 23 points. And Jalen Smith with 14 points, 2 rebounds, and 2 assists. Plus Javon Carter with 10 points. Another great and dominant win for the Miami Heat. And they have now won three consecutive. So the next time the Heat are in action, they will be in the city of brotherly love as they take on the Philadelphia 76ers. That game starts Sunday at 1 o'clock p.m. on FanDuel Sports Network Sun and NBA League Pass. Again, the Heat visit the city of brotherly love to take on the Philadelphia 76ers. That game is Sunday at 1 o'clock on FanDuel Sports Network Sun and NBA League Pass. I'd like to thank you all for tuning in or lurking or wherever you are in the world. This was another fun Miami Heat game that went wire to wire, and it was a high-scoring game. So, again, thank you. I will be back for Sunday's game, and I want to say, take care of each other, love one another, look out for one another, be kind to one another, because you never know when that day comes. I'm Deron Butler, reminding you to always run through the paint. Take care, God bless, love each and every one of you, be positive and kind to one another, and as always, go Heat. See you guys on Sunday.